Lisa Lanier, our official attorney of this program, on the line as we do every week at this time. She's just informed Biggie that next week she'll be doing the report live from... Am I not supposed to say?
I don't know. I didn't get her permission. Some things are just, I tell you.
Live from the phone. She'll be live on the phone.
I don't know if I can say where she is.
Live on the phone. She'll be wherever she wants to be, wherever. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Lisa, you'll be joining us as usual next week. There's nothing special about it.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. That's right.
She's joined us from around the world.
She has before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't care. It's all good.
Nothing to see here. Mm-hmm. She's just going to be on the phone. Not going to say anything. Mm-hmm. Oh, she'll be in Greece. What? Oh, she might be in Greece. Oh.
Mykonos?
Lesbos?
She'll be having a euro when we
That's
talk
right.
to her next week. But
A euro.
Enough about that. Enough about that.
That's probably how they spot the Americans when they come in.
Not gonna
Take me to a great Greek Euro stand. Oh, this guy's a sucker. I got him.
There's a comic. I know Lisa has a full docket. We're gonna throw some spitballs that aren't even on the docket.
All right.
Yeah.
But there's a comic, and maybe you'll appreciate this, Lisa. There's a comic I saw. Gary Goldman, I think, is his name. And he said, Greece hasn't invented anything since the Pythagorean theorem other than the salad.
That's right.
This was like the cradle of civilization. They were the smartest, most brilliant people on the planet for a time.
Yep.
I mean, mathematics probably originated in
sure
Greece.
it did.
And then they said feta cheese and olives.
That's it. Oil and vinegar. That's what you have.
We're done.
I have a colleague that just came back from Greece, and I was asking him for, if he went to any of the other islands other than the one he was staying on. And he said, no, because you fly into Athens, you see all the ruins. And he said he did. He said, don't do it, though. He said, because after you've seen one pile of rocks, you've seen them all.
Pretty much it. Well, have a great time wherever you're going. We're not going to
Wherever the day takes you.
We're not going to say where she's going to be next week, but we'll have her on at this time. This week, though, quick thing, not on the docket. Biggie's watched the Karen Reed documentary. Now, I've seen it in and out while battling sleep in the afternoons. My wife is watching it. I feel like it's way too much reasonable doubt. So does Biggie. Do you think she's finally going to be acquitted during this second trial now? The first trial was a hung jury. What do you think, Lisa?
I think there's a lot of doubt. I think they have definitely done a good job. Her team has done a good job for her. But, I will say my gut after watching the documentary was that she did hit him while drunk. This was my take.
Mm-hmm.
But it should just be like a vehicular manslaughter, not this second degree thing. I think for sure. I think it ought to be a slam dunk on second degree, but watch the jury go. Juries are so unpredictable. But yeah, no, I don't think there is any second degree murder here. And I love all the crazy elements to this. And the interesting thing from that documentary is I just reading it on paper up to that point, I thought I liked her. I thought, wow, this lady's really, she's handling this really well. But then when you see her and you hear her for real in the documentary, I couldn't stand her.
I know.
Like, oh my God, she's so unlikable.
Very unlikable. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think she did it.
You do not.
I don't think she did it at all.
I don't think she did it.
Backed into him.
No, I don't think she did. I think she's a nut.
Mm-hmm.
I do think she was a crazy girlfriend, soon to be ex-girlfriend. I don't think she did it, but I can't stand her.
No, I can't either. Really. But I do think
that prejudices juries too, don't you think, Lisa?
Oh, right. Yeah, don't you think, Lisa?
Oh, for sure. And all those recordings they played of her screaming at him on his voicemail. I mean, it was painful. You could see the jury just wincing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, and he was such a solid guy. Like was just a great guy. Police officer, took care of his dead sister's children and raised them like they were his own. I mean, granted, he had a little too much to drink pretty often, I think, and that's part of why he's dead now. Right?
No doubt.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Lisa, I was astonished, and I just told the guys this. The amount of drinking those people did and do, they were drinking all the time, it sounded like.
Yeah.
As much as possible.
It's crazy. It really, it's an Incredibles. And now, we didn't get into it. We're late to the game on it, but now we're into it.
As a family.
As a family, that's right. How about this one, Lisa? This is on the docket. A California doctor is suing a Thai restaurant. She got a dish at a Thai restaurant. Coop de Thai is the name of the restaurant, and she got their Dragon Balls, which is an appetizer. And when she got them, she said, I want them mild. And when they served them, not only were they not mild, she says that it did damage to her vocal cords, burned them, her esophagus, the inside of her nostrils. They were so hot. She literally said these are unfit for human consumption. And I want to sue this restaurant because it's left her permanently scarred on the inside. But they say we can't make them mild. The pepper that we use is already chopped up in the meat, and she should have known this, and it's displayed properly. What are your thoughts here, Lisa? Can she win this lawsuit?
You know, it's possible, but I have some skepticism around this case. First of all, she's representing herself, pro se, which typically means she hasn't been able to find an attorney to take it. And this sort of, I like spicy food a lot. And this drives me crazy when somebody says, let's go get some Thai food. Thai food's spicy, right? Yeah, let's go get some Thai food.
Yeah.
Then they go in there and go, can you make mine mild? I mean, come on. Come on. Why are we here? Why are we here? Right?
For bland chicken and rice?
That's right. Go somewhere else. That's right.
This lady was asking for something to be made mild that has the spice already ground up into it. Right?
That's right.
The Colonel's across the street.
That's right.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. But so the pepper that is in this is only ranges from a 50,000 to 100,000 on the Scoville heat unit scale, which we measure peppers by, which is not as hot as a habanero. It is a little more spicy than a jalapeno typically, but not as hot as a habanero. So it's not like this was some really crazy pepper, right?
Yeah.
And California, though, where this happened, is a strict liability, products liability state, which means she doesn't have to prove that they were negligent, but she does have to show that the product was defective. They are an assumption of the risk state, which I think is going to present a problem for her because she went to a Thai place and she ordered something that is called Dragon Balls.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
It is in the name.
All right. Yeah. Got it.
According to the current menu, there is a spicy little pepper icon
that's it.
next to the dish.
That's what they claim too, right? Yeah. I'm with you. I don't think she's going to want. And did it really, if it's not that hot, slightly hotter than a habanero, does it really burn her vocal cords and esophagus?
She's got to prove it burned all that. She says it burned her nostril.
Yeah.
What, did she snort it?
I mean, what's going on? Really? How did that happen? Really? Agreed. The next story I saw in the news, and it broke my heart. Now, if I were in the jury here, I would throw money at this family because I'm emotional justice. There's a kid, he was 22, Cole Schmitnick, and he was from Appleton, Wisconsin, had severe asthma. Normally, when he went in to get his asthma medication at the pharmacy in Appleton, he paid $70, $60-something. He went in one day, and they said, oh, I'm sorry, your insurance now is charging almost $600 for this medication. So he, of course, says, well, I can't afford that. He's 22 years old. He left the store with a medication designed to stop an asthma attack once they start, but without the inhaler he needed to prevent attacks from happening in the first place. 5 days later, he has a severe asthma attack. He tries the inhaler they gave him. It was empty on his nightstand when they found him dead. So he did die, and now his parents are suing Walgreens, which is where he went, and the insurance company because they say Walgreens should have stepped in and said, well, let's see what your insurance does cover at $70 versus the $600 you're about to pay. We had a pharmacist call when we talked about this earlier in the week. He's been a pharmacist 40 years. He said, yeah, this happens all the time. I am on the phone to doctors all the time getting a medication that will work. However, we had a person who works in a pharmacy say, hey, we're busy. Sometimes we can't do that. So what do you think, Lisa?
I think that Walgreens has the biggest exposure here. They actually sued a bunch of people. They sued his health insurance company. They sued Walgreens, and they sued this middleman company that decides on these prices. They apparently, I didn't know this until this morning, but apparently these three big companies control the prices of 80% of the drugs in America, and they're constantly jimmying and changing prices to increase profits depending on demand and that sort of thing. And so this drug that he had been paying like $5 or $10 for,
yeah.
whatever, 25. It went to $500. That's why he couldn't afford it. But what happened was his health insurance actually contacted Walgreens, and they said, look, there are 3 other options that have $5 copays. Here they are. Call his doctor and get approval for one of these. They do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the Walgreens didn't do that. So I think Walgreens is on the hook for this because they got the message from the health insurance carrier that there was a good substitute for this, and they didn't follow through on it.
It just seems it's all what a waste. He was 22 years old. I mean, what?
Oh, he was cute. I put his picture on my Lanier Law Group social media. Cute guy, young. I mean, just, prime of his life.
Immaterial that he's cute, but still.
He was very cute, yeah. Kind of long hair. I'm not usually into the long hair thing, but he was cute.
Again,
the ugly deserve just as much justice. Under our Constitution.
Right. Really.
Would that it were different, but it's not.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. The doctor in the tie case, she was attractive too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so's Luigi.
Yeah. Oh, well, right. Luigi's like the handsome man.
Yeah.
Oh, they love him. Yeah. Remember when his wanted poster, oh, yeah, this guy, or his mugshot, they're like, this guy's hot. Let's talk about we also had this earlier in the week. One big question comes from this. The Olympic champion, she's won 3 gold medals, Gabby Thomas, was heckled by a man at a track meet in Philadelphia. And the reason he heckled her is because he had money on her to lose, which she did. She finished 4th. So he won. This is the heckling that she had to endure at the starting line of her track meet.
That's right, Gabby. Come on, Gabby. Don't choke, Gabby, like you did yesterday, Gabby. Yeah! You a choke artist. You going down, Gabby. You going down, Gabby. You going down, Gabby. Come on, Melissa. Melissa got married this year. Got a black husband. Gabby got a white guy.
All accurate, but heckling nonetheless. Now, heckling is not illegal, of course, and betting on sports is not illegal. However, what he did is not only go to this track meet, he's been to multiple track meets of hers, and he follows her around the stadium. Like she's on a different part of the track, and he's all the way on the other side of the track heckling her. And she says this is just not right. And so the question is, when does it go from heckling to like stalking behavior? What do you think, Lisa?
Yeah, I think his behavior has already hit that level of stalking for the law in most jurisdictions because it's really pretty much this unwanted contact that makes you fearful for your safety. Mm-hmm. And she's clearly not just rattled by him, but afraid of him because he does follow her even when she's not running.
Yeah.
And, and so he's really taken it way beyond heckling, I think. And he just, pursues her and has all this unwanted contact with her. The good news for her is he at least did have a consequence from this, that he was banned from the betting site FanDuel. He's been permanently banned from that. That's a new development in the story since it broke. The problem she's having about being able to prosecute him for stalking is that he's doing it across multiple jurisdictions because these track meets don't all occur in the same spot, right, in the same place. And so it's harder when somebody is committing a crime from one jurisdiction to another to be able to she's not even there long enough necessarily to take him to court.
Yeah.
So it's a tough situation for her.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting you bring up the betting part because remember we learned his name the other day, at least online. He calls himself Mr. 100K a day.
Yeah, that he makes all that much money. So but if he's off FanDuel, he'll just go to another one, I'm sure.
True.
There are plenty out there. But they may all ban him. Who knows? Interesting. I agree with you that you can't. I mean, yes, you can heckle, but you can't go from place to place.
But we've seen plenty of athletes in other arenas ask security just have the guy removed.
Right.
I mean, it's harassment. It may not be stalking, but it certainly seems like harassment if he's following this woman around track. They're enormous venues.
He's all over the venue. That's true. The other story, again, we talked about it earlier this week, comes from Houston. There was a man playing a bagpipe in a local park. And a woman there did not like the fact that he was doing it. His name is Scott Gibb. Her name is Eunice Isger. She went up to him. Eventually, she took her phone and shined it right in his face, the flashlight right in his face, to stop him from playing the bagpipe.
Did she mean to do that, or was she trying to get the camera on? Sometimes I've done.
Well, she's older. She's older.
You mishit the icon.
But she says, I'm trying to enjoy a peaceful day here in the park, and he's playing bagpipes. He says, it's a public park.
She said I had no right to play here in this public park. And she said, I'm going to call my husband. He's a federal judge, and he's going to make you stop.
The question is, they're loud, they're bagpipes. It is a public park. Can't she enjoy the quiet? I'm the one taking up for this, Karen, saying, hey, I'm saying, look, I mean, it might be a public park, but that doesn't mean you can sit there and play the bagpipes, or does it, Lisa?
He's allowed to play the bagpipes there. And, they have that, like, Scoville, heat scale.
Yes.
I kind of have my, like, attractiveness scale, because that's the first thing I go to. This lady, she's way low.
Just sing a mugshot.
There's Eunice.
Just sing a picture of her.
Oh, Eunice.
I put Eunice on my social media, too.
Not next to the cute kid. Oh.
Not attractive.
Jeez.
I hate to say this, but she was kind of set up for failure with the name Eunice.
Yeah.
Like, I bet they're like, that baby's a Eunice.
Yeah. She just went 100% Karen on him, going out there saying, my husband's a federal judge and he's going to make you stop. I mean, come on.
No.
And, the guy, he probably, I'm just guessing here, he's probably coming out there so he doesn't bother people, like, in his apartment complex or his neighborhood or whatever. And he's perfectly allowed to do it. He didn't violate any noise ordinances or anything like that. And she was just being a Karen. And she did actually attack. It wasn't just I think the first physical contact was her trying to block the phone because his wife started recording.
That's right.
Her.
That's right.
But then the wife turned, the bagpipe wife turned and started to try to get away from this lady. And she did pursue her. Eunice fell down, got up. 76-year-old got up, continued to pursue her, and grabbed her by the backpack, which is again an assault.
That's right. That's right. She put hands on her. That's correct.
Put hands on her. Yep.
Do you think the wife turned around and said, "Man, you really look like a Eunice. This is obvious."
So damn ugly. Yeah. No.
One more great case from Canada here. Lawrence Campbell, Winnipeg, paid for a lottery ticket that turned out to be a $3.6 million winner. That's U.S. money, $5 million Canadian. But he did not have any ID at the time. He had lost his wallet. He had no ID, couldn't prove anything. So he turned the money over, the prize over, to his longtime girlfriend, Crystal McKay, at the urging, I believe, of the folks at the lottery, right?
Yeah, they said, you don't have a bank account or an ID. We can't give you the money.
He said, well, make Crystal the winner. So he never assumed anything would go wrong with this. They even appeared in front of cameras and said, oh, we're so excited. And he said it's a present for her and all that. Well, then not too long after that, he
ghosted him.
He can't get Crystal on the phone. He's texting. He's calling. And then he found her in bed with another man.
No. She said that she was taken up with someone else.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Lisa, I feel for this man. I want Lawrence to get at least half of this money. What are your thoughts?
Well, he's pursuing her for the money, and that's appropriate because under Canadian lottery rules, possession of the ticket it gives you presumed ownership. So that's why they paid her out, and they're not going to change that. So he has to go after her, and he has to prove the underlying facts that he bought it and that they agreed that she would cash it out. He's got to prove what they agreed to. Did they say they were going to split it 50-50, or it was all going to be his, or what was, and she was just going to get a little gift or something? What was the underlying deal, and can he prove it? I don't know if he'll be able to prove it. So, but that's what he's up against. And yeah, poor guy. Just, why wouldn't he just go get an ID?
Yeah, really.
Just go get an ID.
Well, he trusted his lady friend. He trusted her implicitly.
Yeah,
and
that was
now
a bad move. Yeah.
he's not hot enough for Lisa, so you're out. It's over.
Sorry, man.
She's got his.
If you were cuter, I could help. I'm so sorry.
She stuck his ugly mug up on her website. That's it.
I did. I really did.
Of course you did. Thorough work.
Both of them are there holding that check right before she goes to them.
That's right. I'd have ghosted him too. He's too ugly to get that kind of money. Lisa Lanier joins us next week. We don't know from where. It could be from anywhere. Just regular old call next week.